Folks, how's everybody doing? Rudy, Alpha Investments. It's been a very long time since we've actually had a conversation and discussed actually Force of Will trading card game. I know everything's dominated nowadays by between what? Magic, Pokemon, and Flesh and Blood is kind of the mainstream topics, but discovered a group of individuals who are very big into investing in Force of Will still, and I wanted to share this because they gave me some data, and I wanted to share this underground Force of Will sealed box investment people, collectors, investors. I don't know. This was really fascinating data, and it's fascinating enough I think everyone should learn and just kind of be intrigued by it, because I don't really cover it much. Haven't been following. I still sell and carry Force of Will. Each new release sells very well. I usually do a pallet of each set, and I have never had any problems. I try to keep a couple cases for myself in each set, as with all products. But listen to this, everybody. Seriously. Okay, so obviously as we know, Force of Will releases usually about 4 sets a year. They're in clusters. Usually there's about I think it's exactly 4 sets a year. Sometimes it kind of plus or minus a month on the calendar release, depending on especially 2020. So I want to share something with you all. So I want to go back. Well, actually, let's start with the newest. 2020. We're in the Saga cluster. The first block of the Edge Dragon Lord dude came out, and I was selling those boxes. We did that about a month ago. I'm actually going to do a box opening with a patron here pretty soon. Actually, I haven't opened and actually cracked a box of Force of Will in over a year, and I've been told they've really readjusted some of the card frames and things going on. But anyways, so obviously eBay holds about $90 to $100 a box with taxes and shipping. That's about normal. I sold them to patrons for $79.99. I have a couple cases left. That seems about right. So let's go back to 2019, the Alice cluster, okay? So in 2019, they had 4 Force of Will set releases, okay? Listen to this. This is where it gets really interesting, everybody. Looking at the data on eBay TCG Player, the average sold in current listings for set 1 is actually, remember, keep in mind, the Alice cluster, there was Alice 1, 2, 3. They were smaller boxes. So the price point on those boxes was usually around $60, $70. So to this day, 2019 Alice cluster, listen to this. Set 1, $65, normal. Set 2, $200 to $300 a box. What? Set 3, $63 a box on average. And then Force of Will went back to doing the bigger booster boxes, which is back to the normal $90 booster box price. So, really strange. So one set out of the block became this monster hit. $200+ a booster box. So literally in 15 months since release, it's tripled in price. No, wait, that's a cheaper box at $50. Quadruple, 400% rate of return, or 350% rate of return in just over a year. And I was like, whoa, I was not aware of that. And I literally, after I got the message, I ran to the warehouse. Well, not ran, drove there. And to see if I had my one case. I had one case left, so that was cool. But I was like, why is it just that one set? Anyways, so moving on. 2018, let's go back another year. The Valhalla cluster. Valhalla cluster, 4 sets, 2018. Box 1, around $60 right now. Box 2, around $80. Box 3, around $70 range, plus or minus, kind of jumpy. Set 4, $200 to $300 a box. Wait a minute. You're trying to tell me, for the last couple years in a row, one of the 4 sets of Force of Will doubles, triples, or quadruples every year. Is anybody aware of this? I'm glad you asked, Rudy. Apparently, this underground Force of Will sealed product investor, big fancy acronyms and letters after your names and a Batman symbol, apparently, this is a known thing. Okay. I said, well, wait a minute. Maybe it's just a 2-year coinky-dink. I think we're going to name the video Coinky-Dink. I think it's a coinky-dink. Just a little bit of a coincidence. And then the person emailed me back and said, actually, Rudy, go even further. Go 2017. I said, I will. 2017 rolls around. Rhea cluster. 4 sets of Force of Will. Okay, normal booster boxes, 36 packs per box. Okay. Set 1, current market price 3 years later, around $90. Okay, so it hasn't gone up or down. Okay, set 2, $300 to $400 a booster box. What? Set 3, $85 a box, flat. Set 4, $70, $75 a box, flat. All right. So for the last 4 years in a row, I didn't go past 4 years in a row because now you're getting back to the booming days of Force of Will before the company screwed up. So, but I wanted to just share 2020, 2019, 2018, 2017. That's a pretty, one or two sets is one thing, but now that's data using 14 releases over almost 4 years. That's quite a bit of data. And I wanted to make this video to tell you guys, I didn't know this was going on. And it turns out some of my patrons, I've noticed whenever I do the new release of each Force of Will product, there's always a handful of patrons that buy the maximum 1 or 2 cases. And I assume they opened it and maybe sold singles, or I'm not really, I assume they played the game, but it's still amazing. I mean, that's why we're going to do a box opening on the Force of Will. I haven't done it in a long time. I want to see what the cards look like. They used to be the most amazing card stock, quality, and just, it was amazing. Anyways, so apparently this is a known thing in the Force of Will collector, investor community, which apparently the number one thing in Force of Will, I guess people go after the really rare, uber rare chase cards still, which of course, I don't know if those are still in the new products though. And apparently sealed product is still a thing. And apparently it's more of a bigger deal nowadays because remember, Force of Will is now operating on the Weiss Schwarz, used to be Buddy Fight, and the Card Fight Vanguard type of printing model, where literally a distributor says, Rudy, how's it going on? Yeah, blah, 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 small talk. How was your holidays? Nobody cares. And then the distributor's like, hey, new Force of Will set in 3 months. How many boxes do you want? I said, just put me down for a pallet. Let's do 400 or 500 boxes. Okay, cool. And that's it. So literally, all the pre-order data gets entered in Force of Will, similar to Weiss. They literally print that amount plus maybe like a 1 or 2% buffer for damage. And that's it. There's zero buffer, and if you're not on the books months in advance, or if you screw up and forget to be on the books, you miss the set. That happens to me sometimes with Weiss and some of these other card games. There's so many things going on. It's very challenging in 2020, almost 2021, for me to keep up on the release and discussion with Flesh and Blood, trying to deal with the massive Pokemon world, and of course the Weiss sometimes, and Card Fight Vanguard I take a look at sometimes, and of course Magic, the big boy, and of course Force. So I mean, it's a lot to balance. The bigger you get in this industry, it's just a lot. It's always something, and it's very challenging to keep track of. But I wanted to share this because I didn't realize new product of Force of Will was having, so essentially three of the last 12 releases in 3 years have 3 to 4x return in 3 years. Obviously, some of you professionals in the comment section are going to say, well, Rudy, those particular sets have done that because of ABC card, or those are the best sets in the block. But it's very fascinating that it's exactly 1 set per block. That's the thing that's very intriguing to me. Why is it 1 set per block? And why, in one of the years, is it set 4? Another year it's set 2. Another year it's set 2 again. There's no pattern to it. It's not like it's always the first or the last or anything like that. And I find that very intriguing. And I have another video coming up here pretty soon regarding Weiss cards. Weiss Schwarz has actually been a similar thing, but it's a little bit bigger. And I didn't realize how big of a deal the investor market was for sealed Weiss boxes. And I've been meaning to bring that to attention of just everybody who watched this channel so we can all learn from it. Obviously, Pokemon, Flesh and Blood's out of control. Pokemon's booming. We all know those are the mainstream. Everybody knows those things are going on. But I didn't realize there was all these sub-markets that are booming just like the big boys. I didn't know that. And I thought it was very worthy of discussion with everybody to see the comments and see if, I guarantee there's going to be some of you in the comments section that's going to be like, yeah, I'm aware, Rudy. I have product in that, or I've been saying it for years. And, the very tight print runs are an interesting thing. Because, I know not many people are watching now. The video's almost over. But I was thinking about that. I was like, with Weiss, in Flesh and Blood, in Vanguard, and of course Force of Will, if these type of companies, what's going to happen in 5-10 years from now, especially with like the Weiss and the Force of Will, they have these super tight print runs, where the print runs are literally whatever you order is all that's on the market, and there's never a reprint or restock. What's going to happen with these products? Like in 10 years from now, I mean, look at the prices now. And even the cheap ones, there's only a few on eBay. What's going to happen in 5-10 years when the supply is not existent of some of these very exclusive tight print run items? Are they going to be just nobody cares because nobody plays it? It's just going to $5 a box? Or are these things going to be massive and no one has it? So I've been trying to spend a little bit more time researching this, and I'm sure I'll get some good messages and comments. If you have information, don't be afraid to reach out to me because I'm really curious to see what happens with the overall long-term information of these products. I mean, It's weird.